mean, we were talking about crypto, but I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, you seen that article I sent you? So yeah, essentially, Coinbase is the one that's going to get screwed on that one, right?
Right.
They're the ones that are directly getting screwed
And people that have their coin on that
exchange.
you're right.
Right. So that's what I told you. Remember we had that conversation when we were kind of talking about how don't leave it on there.
Oh yeah, I took it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put it in my trust wallet.
Yeah. So good. And that works with hacks. And when the SEC gets like nutty and they're like, you know what, we think you might be a security. We're going to freeze all your assets. Anything that you have come in this country.
Well.
And this is what they do. So
when are we moving to Puerto Rico?
The second our next major project cracks, okay? The second our next project cracks. Now, I mean, because we are not financial advisors.
No.
We do not give out financial advice.
No, not at all.
We don't know anything about
We're
that.
not lawyers. We
not
don't give legal advice.
Exactly.
We do not give financial advice.
No.
We just talk shit.
And yes, and we talk shit about like our own personal experiences of what happened with our own shit.
Right.
So we're
our hits and misses.
Exactly. So this whole crypto thing is getting kind of hairy. So the SEC went after Coinbase, and they're saying that there was 70 coins that they traded, 70 that were possibly securities, unregistered securities. That was the claim that they're making. So
that was the original claim in the lawsuit against Ripple,
right,
which is XRP.
Right. That's the same thing. The interesting thing about this is publicly that the SEC hasn't publicly named like which of those 70 they are saying are the unregistered securities. So it's pretty interesting because all these coins that are caught up in the mix might not actually all be unregistered securities. So these are all the people that they're being alleged and they need to look into, that kind of thing. So it's pretty interesting to see that the effect that it'll have on, because exchanges are where people get onboarded, right? It's where they're able to buy like SHIB, XRP, any coin. They're able to onboard, go from whatever fiat you got, like US dollars, and you can get in, right? So when you have these exchanges being limited, now it's fucking starting to hurt the trajectory. But in the case of SHIB, it doesn't look like it so far.
I know. The thing that with SHIB is it's
doing its thing.
There's no major spikes. There's
decreases, nothing. Drops.
I mean, it's holding its floor, but it's not gaining its. It's like a, what is it? 4024 to about 202.
Nice.
Oh, no, not 202. My bad. 402 something, but.
It's hanging in there.
It's hanging. It's not dropping below the floor right now.
Nice.
But so a lot of people said that. Look at XRP.
Which is still ongoing, right?
Right. Oh yeah, that's still
ongoing.
It's still going.
They haven't been proven.
Well, my thing was like I was holding XRP maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody I talked to, would say the same thing.
It's going to the moon.
It's a dead. No.
Oh, it's
a dead coin. It'll never reach $1.
Oh yeah.
It topped $1.
Yeah.
I mean, it dropped now to like 70, I think 70 cents or something. When people said that XRP wasn't going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Then they said Doge was going to go nowhere.
Right.
Doge topped out at 88 cents.
So it might be actually true that because you think it's true that, because have you heard it's more about time in the market than timing the market? Have you heard that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you think just because they had a wow factor and they just
hodl.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it seems like instead of trying to trade all of these, like if you got in when you got in and you just forgot about the shit, right? Or stuff, right? sorry.
It's all right.
You just forgot about it, right? And you come back to it, like, you know, and a lot of these coins have like a similar trend, like 2 years later, 3 years later, you're looking at it and you're like, dang, I made some money.
Right.
I made some
Exactly.
money.
It's a long-term investment. And if a lot more people held it as a long-term investment, it wouldn't be so volatile.
No, and it would drive the price up.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. More people.
The thing about Doge is Doge really does not have a purpose.
That's true. But
Doge doesn't.
But it has time in the market.
Right. But SHIB is being used as currency.
It's okay. So that has.
And Doge is starting too, but SHIB has gone quicker. But it still hasn't broke out. I
think what we're all kind of ignoring is the fact that many of these coins, meme coin or not, are going to be accepted as currency just because so many people have it and already value it.
Yep.
Eventually, I think we're going to see, like, you know how certain countries are adopting it and certain companies are like, hey, you can pay for our cars and with, you know, SHIB or Doge.
There's a lot of companies, hotels, there's a bunch.
I think that there's going to be, like, kind of like how we pay with our debit cards, you know? Like, we're going to be able to pay with our wallet. Like, hey, connect your wallet, baby. Oh, you want to, you know? But there's got to be a standard. So what is the standard coin going to be? I guess, you know.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin? I mean.
Look at Bitcoin. And that's the thing. Bitcoin dropped like 20 grand. It was up to 60 grand.
Oh, it's back. It's going back up. I've been watching.
And while that goes back up, everything else is going to gradually go back
Absolutely,
up.
100%.
A week after, maybe a couple of days after, everything will start climbing back up.
Yeah. NFTs, big decline. Big decline in the NFT space.
You think so?
It looks like, it sounds like what they call a market correction, you know, where there's big pullback somewhere in another area, and then, you know, they bring all that money over to another sector. It looks like crypto's starting to shine again. I'm seeing a lot of things going up.
I hope so.
We got a big drop for another project coming out, a new blockchain coming out. There's actually few projects coming out that are like, you know, interesting to look into.
No, I guess you can't really talk about that, right?
I mean, I'd love to talk about it. It doesn't matter to me because the more people that know about it and the word gets out. I mean, that's how these things, you know, go.
All right, so let's talk about it. What's this project you got coming up?
Okay, so I invested in a project. It's called the new blockchain is called Pulse Chain.
Pulse Chain.
So yeah, Pulse Chain. So essentially, it's a fork of Ethereum. What it is it's basically a clone, right, of the code of Ethereum, with a few minor changes to it, but a lot of different functionalities. Like the Pulse Chain, it addresses quite a few issues. For instance, Ethereum, sometimes, you know, you can wait 13, 15, 20 minutes for a transaction to go through. They have 13-second blocks. This new blockchain has 3-second blocks. Well, I've been checking the test net because, you know, I invested, so I have.
Right.
So I go into the network and I check, and they're about 3.5 seconds is the average block time. So faster transaction, higher hash rate, tenfold higher than Bitcoin. So technically safer than Bitcoin. So it has all this functionality and all this technology built into it that addresses a lot of things that Ethereum doesn't. I know Ethereum 2.0 is coming out, right? This project has, like, you know, proof. It uses something called proof of stake instead of like primarily using something. It's a hybrid proof of work, proof of stake. But like, for instance, like Ethereum uses like Ethereum miners, right?
Right.
So what they're computers that are connected to the Ethereum network, and they validate all the transactions back and forth. And if all the computers agree that those transactions happen, it's true, right? So they get rewarded by the fees that are collected, you know, when you do a transaction on you know, all those gas fees.
Gas fees.
That money is collected and distributed. A portion of that goes to the Ethereum miners. It pays them for their work, for validating the network. So this chain has validators that check all of the transactions, but it doesn't have thousands and thousands and thousands. It has a set amount, under 100 validated or so far. So it's not destroying the world, like
the environment.
The environment, yeah. So the environment's it's environmentally more safe. So
well, we have access to buying the carbon credits too.
Yeah,
to help protect.
Yeah, so, you can buy carbon credits and all of that, but essentially when you're not awarding it miners and you take that inflation and those fees and you award people that stake their money, it creates a scenario where that coin has to go up because everybody, when you stake your money, that means that money's not going anywhere. And the more and more people that get onboarded that stake it and are receiving awards for staking it, and mind you, this coin allows you to harvest your rewards. You can't touch your principal, but you can harvest your rewards like daily if you like,
Right.
So it has all kinds of really cool functions like that where you get rewarded for helping drive the price of this coin up, which in that case, essentially everybody wins.
So do we have a time frame on this project?
So yes, so we got testnet version 2B, which so we're looking for maybe one more testnet, which would be really quick, like a day or two, and then launch time. So we're looking at weeks, maybe a couple weeks left. All the functionality has just been released on the testnet. I've been on there. I've staked some coins. I've played around with the pairing a little bit of coins and seeing what my yield would be. So it allows you to pair two different coins. Like if you have some Doge and you got some Ethereum, you can put those two pairs into their native exchange, stake them there, leave them there, and allow people to come and swap. And you earn what's called an AYP, is your percentage that you earn for leaving it there for that amount of time. So then when you pull your money out, however many days you earned your AYP, you pull that out, and you can go back into the pool if you want. So they have it's called liquidity pairs. So I checked out the liquidity pairs on it. I checked out the staking functions on it, the yield farming also.
And so is there any way that the public can research this thing?
Yeah. If you go to let me pull up some. We can. I'll shoot you the.
We'll
links.
I'll put them in the descriptions down below. You guys can check them out and make your own assumptions because we're not telling you to do anything. We're just telling you what we're doing. That's all.
And this is. I mean, so let me give you guys a little bit more context about the founder of this whole project, because that's not just the Pulse chain. So a few years back, a guy named Richard Hart, he created a project called Hex Coin. Some of you might know it. It's one of the top 10 coins. Did a million X, or no, 1,000,000%, which was 10,000X, went up a ton. And it was all based on this coin that had a CD-like property, where you would stake your money away for X amount of time.
Right.
Receive some money for that. So Richard Hart's coin was on the Ethereum network, and there was some stuff going on with the Ethereum network where, it's a very long story, but I'll get into it. We can probably get into it on another show, but he essentially decided to get into creating his own blockchain.
Right.
So he hired some developers. So because his first project went so well, I think a lot of people were easily onboarded onto the
proven track record.
Proven track record. Every 6 months, this coin, since it had been accepted, the last 2 years, every 6 months, it had reached all-time highs. So I mean, he has a proven track record. He has, and a lot of people agree, he has no real reason to be doing any rug pulls on anybody. It's been years. They were calling him a scammer. Obviously, he's not a scammer. These things are coming through because when you do what's called a sacrifice phase, is you got to send money to a random address, right? You can send Ethereum, you can send Dogecoin, you can send whatever you got, Sheeb, and you can't expect to be paid back solely on the work of others, right? So it's called a sacrifice. You're sacrificing it, and the reason for this, one of the most recent sacrifices was for freedom to gather and freedom of movement, right? So we have freedom to give our money whoever we want to, and by doing that, they ensured that they were not a security or a security. So it's saying these people sacrifice. We can send them whatever we want as long as we send them something that doesn't have any value. So what they're doing is they're doing the largest airdrop in the world. So they're taking a copy of the Ethereum network, and everybody that's on the Ethereum network and has coins on it, well, the coins that they're going to honor, they're going to take a copy of everything on their network and offer you a copy of that on our network, on the Pulse Chain network, which is really, really awesome. So it's free money, just for bridging over, just for come checking us out. And it has all these incentives for these people to come over, and so it's less wait time, lower gas fees. So Ethereum right now, like, can cost anywhere from $20 to $120, depends on.
I was going to bring that up because some of the people that might be watching this might say, oh, this sounds great, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden they find out that the gas fees. Well, listen, as we talked, Doge is up 6.8%.
We definitely might be on a run right now. But the block fees on this chain are going to be pennies. We're talking pennies.
Right.
We're not talking dollars. We're talking pennies. And, as it grows.
Pulse.
Pulse. I mean, so. Pulse Chain Network. Look it up. We're going to have the description, the links in the description for you. There's tons of things. There's a faucet, so you guys can actually get some free Pulse, test Pulse, and you guys can go test it out for yourself. You just enter your mask, you enter all the information for the new testnet on your MetaMask or however you got your wallet connected, and then you'll be able to use the test network and see the staking capabilities and what you would be able to do, and make a decision for yourself. It's a really exciting project. If you didn't get in during the sacrifice phase, I mean, be on the lookout for this.
Could be something. Could be something.
Yeah, definitely something.
That's the good thing. Could be something.
Right.
Yeah. So, what's next? I know what's next. Shout out to our sponsors, StartupSystems.net. If you're in the process, let's put it this way. If you own your own online business, you know how hard it is and how difficult it is to get a product, supply a product. Don't be fooled by the TikTok videos, because it's not as easy as click, 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 1, 2, 3, you're in business. Except, if you go check out StartupSystems.net, they handle everything for you. Every single thing. All you have to worry about, just bringing traffic to your store. That's it. Once they order your stuff, from that point on, our fulfillment department takes care of everything and usually ships out within that day, whatever products. So we will work with custom products. We have to find out what you want to do. We will be doing merch. So check it out. StartupSystems.net, the one and only white label dropshipping platform in the world of its kind. Now, on to the next subject. Let's see, what's the next subject? The Supreme Court.
Okay, let's talk. Let's talk.
All right, let's talk. Because I posted a video on TikTok about when Josh Hawley was grilling her about her as a judge.
Leniency is very.
And on a subject that, I don't know, man, that it's a subject that to me don't work.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I mean, Supreme Court and leniency, I mean, they just don't seem like synonyms to me.
No, not when you're talking about child.
No. I would like to hear associated with this candidate's name. I would like to hear like fair, just. I would like to hear those names surrounded by her, like not by just one party, but by both. And if one's saying, she's great, and the other one's saying, well, she's lenient, I don't think that that's a perfect fit. They might want to look a little bit. I mean, when you're talking about child, you're going to piss off a lot of people. There's a huge amount of people that are going to disagree with these people that are making the decisions for us.
Absolutely. I don't believe that is a good thing at all. Yeah, just close that so we don't. Yeah, cool. So
it needs to be.
There should not be any. I'm sorry. There should not be any leniency on child pornography cases, and we're not talking about. She's trying to say that because of the internet and because of the accessibility of so much of it, that they shouldn't use the amount of stuff.
Wow.
As part of the charge, and I mean, when you got some dude looking at 121 charges.
121 counts.
121 counts, and he's looking at like, I don't know,
1,000,000 years in prison.
No, that's the problem. He's not,
and it's nothing.
And she gave him like 20, like.
You would think though.
She gave him like 20 months, dude. I don't know if my numbers are correct or not. I mean, but I mean, it's kind of regardless. If the recommended time is 10 years, then why isn't he getting 10 years? Why is he only getting 5 years?
What's really concerning is the fact that they don't need any bipartisan support to put her in there at all, right?
No.
They need,
because they have the majority.
They have the majority. So, I mean, these arguments of her leniency are going to be noted but disregarded, and it's really like, it's really sad because this select few that hold the majority, which I mean has never happened before, right?
No, and it's probably going to end here in 2022.
Yeah, well, it's surely going to end, but
once she's in, she's in.
That's a good 2-year run, and a lot of damage or unjust things can happen in that time. So I think
we got 8 months.
We got 8 months, yeah.
So 8 months, 8 months more of this, I guess. And I don't know. You know, who knows what's going to happen? Some other fiasco is probably going to go on, and the Republican Party, the Republicans are just going to disappear or something. The aliens are going to come down and grab all the Republicans and gone.
Well, you know what we got kind of on our side is these people that are getting these things done, they are getting them done, but they don't get them done in like Trump time. So that's one thing. Like when he gets shit done, it's done. Like they're going to have trouble getting a lot of things done. Like, but even with their majority, they're not getting shit done as fast as Trump was getting shit done. But,
well,
I mean, he was really making shit
regardless of whether it's Trump, it's the values and the policies that he had set forth. I mean, nothing for nothing. Had this dude not changed everything,
yeah, he changed a lot.
We wouldn't be in this situation. I don't care what anybody says. You can argue me. You can argue with me until you're blue in the face. I really don't care. I will say it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like when the other party was in office, it was like everybody was like, all right, this guy's the bad guy, this guy's the bad guy, this guy's the bad guy. But any mistake like closing pipelines and then later needing oil to start producing oil in your own country.
What a joke.
The pride is not going to allow him and his party to be like, all right, you know what, we messed up.
They have no choice.
Let's go ahead and open that up just temporarily. They can't even say that, bro. It's like ridiculous.
But they have no choice. They're gonna have to do it because
that's what politicians are gonna do, and then entrepreneurs are gonna do what? Use what resources you have around you
to benefit
from. That's what you do because it makes sense and it makes dollars.
Right, and the rich will get richer.
Exactly. But instead of us protecting our people for right now, because this is an emergency thing, right? I know that the other party would like everything to be electric, right? I get it, but that's not something that's going to happen overnight.
I'll
So
say
they
again,
be real.
Rome was not created in a day.
And I agree with a lot of I am looking at a couple electric vehicles that I would like to buy, and I think it's a great move. It's not great for everybody.
When we lived in Utah, we had $100,000 solar system on our house.
Oh yeah.
And anybody that lives in Vegas,
get the solar.
Get the solar.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even you can nowadays you can buy solar generators.
Love it.
They're quiet. They're not like motor generators. They're very quiet, and cool. you could go self-sufficient. But the whole idea of trying to snap your finger and switch everybody from fossil fuel is needed no matter what.
Yeah.
It's needed to produce enough electric. There's not going to be. Look at California. California's like, yo, you guys got to back off on using the electric. Because you're gonna blow the power grid.
Yep.
They can't produce enough electricity,
and they know it. So even California, as far on that political parties, they can as much as they can agree with them.
No, they're blue.
They're blue. Okay, let's go. Okay, they're blue. As blue as they can be. Is not going to adopt that right away. Not
any affiliation or anything, but this affiliation right here.
Startup Systems.
Startupsystems.net.
They're not gonna adopt that right away because, like you said, they can't. But I think that electric is good for a lot of we are in Vegas, so
I agree.
Vegas,
go green.
Vegas is a great place to have an electric. Everywhere you go, you can charge it. All these casinos, tons of charging stations.
If you guys don't know, man, just outside of Vegas, there are so many solar farms. But here's the problem with that. Okay, those are very fragile. Those solar systems.
The
solar panels.
The panels.
Those big old solar farms that they have out there in the desert. If we depend on that for electricity, that's a healthy target.
I agree. I think they are fragile. I don't think they should be an enemy
target.
I think that they should be a primary, but I think our backup.
You still need fossil fuel because all they got to do is just drop a bomb.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
On a solar field and if they dropped this on this town on Vegas. It would blow. The whole grid would shut down in 20 minutes.
You know what's interesting though? There's tons of technology out there that's I feel really suppressed from people. I seen a few years back. There's an article that I came across, and it was a team at Harvard. Some students at Harvard created it was a small room, and it was supposed to replicate an apartment or a home or something. And they had a bicycle, and a stationary bicycle, and they hooked it up, to where it would power this house, and it would, power these batteries that would power this house. And the way they had it set up, it was super, super efficient. Now, I don't know if my numbers are right because it was a couple years ago, but something like pedaling for 30 minutes or an hour would power this house for 8 hours or 24 hours or something astronomical like that, right?
Really?
Yeah, and I'm thinking about this, and I don't know if they had series of gears or whatever. I just remember reading the article and thinking, this is going to be all over the news.
Never heard of it again.
Never heard of it again, bro. And I'm like, wait, bro.
Right.
So
that was before the oil sanctions.
Oh, this is years, this is way before that.
That was before the oil sanctions.
And when I'm looking at it and I'm thinking this is gonna blow up, I'm looking for a company to come out, maybe throw some cash into a stock or some shit. Nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Something got bought. I'm waiting patiently. And there was another time I remember there was this solar paint, right? It was a paint that you can put on your house. Huge thing. Me and a bunch of my family members were looking for this solar paint. It was supposed to come out. I remember they had a date set and everything, and we're like, okay, this is going to be the one, right? Because essentially what you would do is you would paint any surface with this solar paint, and you would hook up, to the grid from it, an electrode on the anode, And it would
so
be
almost like a thick latex, correct?
Yeah, and it had conductors in it.
Right.
Yeah, so it was a solar paint, so you'd be able to just spray it on like your house to make your whole damn house solar, right? So you can do that, and it was like this great technology, and it was being tested, and it was about to go on the market, and then nothing. Where are all the paints? Why are you guys keeping the paints away from us?
Where's the paint?
We don't want that. We want the good paint. We want the paint that's
the solar paint.
Yeah, the one that's gonna cause me to not have to pay this bill out here because I gotta cool my house all summer.
Now they got ones that it's like a mat that just lays down on top of your roof.
It's a mat that lays down that was sprayed with this paint that they were supposed to get.
There you go. See, that's all the paint.
It was flexible paint.
China took it all, kept it.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's the thing, and the problem is that they don't. For some reason, they don't want to be patient.
No.
They don't want to be patient and say, okay, let's gradually go, let's not hurt the world population. Let's go gradually. Let's go green. Let's start out with with houses.
Yeah.
Start with the houses. And look, if the government wants this whole thing to do all green, why not, instead of sending all this money to all these other different countries,
trying to hit a
halt, lock it up, say no more, no money going out of this country to any other country, right?
Yeah.
You guys just passed, I don't know, in the last year and a half, they've passed over 5 trillion. That's with a T. I don't even know how many zeros that is. That's like 3, 6, 9, 12 zeros or something like that.
Fucking nutty, yeah.
Yeah. So why not just not to mention that now we have a $29 trillion deficit. 29 trillion dollars. Like, that's never going to get paid.
So where does that
They just keep printing money.
But who owned
the Federal Reserve? The debt is to the Federal Reserve.
Because the Federal Reserve,
We don't own the Federal Reserve.
I know.
The United States doesn't own it.
I know.
That's why that paper money that you guys carry around,
that fiat
that's
currency?
why they're so worried about it, because that paper dollar, that don't belong to us. It doesn't belong to the United States. It's a Federal Reserve note.
I want to throw something out there because Joe Biden did something that I think might actually have accidentally been something decent, which was he ordered, I forget who it was, but let's call him the Treasury. I don't remember who it was, but to start looking into creating a U.S.-based cryptocurrency.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that is...
Because they figured it out that it's inevitable.
It's inevitable. So all of this stuff that you're hearing about, they want to tax it and they want to do this, it's because they haven't figured out a way to benefit from it yet.
Right.
Now, I think coming out with the U.S. coin, cryptocurrency, its own chain, whatever they can come out with, and trying to get users there to trade and exchange their money with them would be one of the greatest forms of income for the United States. I'm looking at projects like these blockchains that are starting with, for instance, this recent, I sacrificed for the Pulse chain, one of their projects, which was their swap. It was called Pulse X. It was the last project. I heard about them at the very last project, but thankfully, so I got in at the end. But that Pulse X project had $56 billion sacrificed, right? And we're looking at how many coins, and we're overlaying the maps of Ethereum and Bitcoin and a couple other Solana, and the trajectories and how they went. And this coin solves a lot of problems and addresses a lot of issues that exist in cryptocurrency market now. We're overlapping, so if they do any kind of similar, we're talking trillions. The founders of these coins and these blockchains make trillions of dollars off of this.
But see, the problem is if you take into perspective, like the dollar,
mm-hmm.
as opposed to a crypto, let's say Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin is limited.
Mm-hmm.
The dollar is not, and the U.S. government has not limited it at all. I mean, they can't print it fast enough.
Right. So
it's the same. It's the same theory as Shiba, right? There's quadrillions of it. So
that's the difference. Oh, I'm sorry to the listeners. That is one of the major things that this coin has addressed and vows to address to its users is the admin keys, right? So the admin keys allow more coins to be essentially created out of thin air. Now, yeah, so this new chain has tons of technology that protects against admin keys. So if you guys want more information about that, we're going to have some links in the description for you guys. Some people that can explain this kind of stuff much better than I can. Like I said, I got in at the end, and we're talking, I mean, people that started in the very first project, Hex. I mean, it's a whole community, bro. They're called Hexicans. Pretty interesting, right? Yeah, so Richard Hart and the Hexicans, you guys got to take a look at their videos.
Do your own research. Don't listen to what we say.
We are not financial advisors.
Nope, we're just throwing out the information that we know of, and if it's something that you feel you could take advantage of, hey, rock on, man, but do your own research. And never, ever invest money that you cannot afford to lose. So, if you need to make money, okay, a lot of people, lot of businesses, businesses, including my own business, my own restaurant of 8 years, we lost to this pandemic. And with startupsystems.net, you don't have to worry about that. You'll never have to worry about a pandemic. You'll never have to worry about wearing masks. You can sit in your house and sell to your heart's content and make all the money you need to make. Check out startupsystems.net, the _1 drop shipping white label product platform in the world. One of a kind. We handle everything from the point of an order on. All you have to worry about is getting traffic to your website or your e-commerce store. If you're in the e-commerce business, Shopify, Etsy, any one of those, with our new system, you can also integrate your Shopify store into our system and keep going. You know, expand your business with your own logos, with your own brands. Brand your own logo. So with that in mind, let's move on to the next subject. What's the next subject? All right. Well, then let's talk about some of the stuff that the ParaFam is going to do here shortly. I have been doing some speaking with Corey and possibly doing some work over there in LA. I'm trying to get a couple of spots over there, see if Elton wants to get involved. But we're taking Dan on his first investigation. It's not an audition for cameraman, and it's because you gotta. It's kind of backwards. Like we're not auditioning you. You're auditioning us because you got to be able to know if you're going to be able to handle this kind of stuff, right?
And that's my main concern too.
So the Para family is going to get back into starting to do some more videos, some more content coming out, especially the paranormal content. So if you guys remember back, let's go pre-COVID, and we put out a video. We did a couple. There's a location here in Vegas called Fox Ridge Park. The little boy that was unfortunately met his untimely demise as he got dropped off at school. and now it is said that his spirit resides at that park, at the playground.
So I've done some research about this location here in Vegas. Technically, it's in Henderson.
Henderson, right? Just outside.
Just outside, yeah. And it sounds like some pretty creepy stuff. So I like that it's going to be my first investigation. It's not an enclosed location, right? Because I'm not going to be hearing, something on top of the ceiling.
No, but you're not going to hear anything on top of the ceiling.
But I do want to go through the process. I want to, I assume we're going to be using some spirit equipment.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
we'll have K2 meter. We'll have the SLS camera.
Okay.
We'll have the portal app.
So we'll have all of these things
so we'll
going.
be able to communicate with them. So, and it's good that you haven't seen the video. Because there was 2 videos that we did at Fox Ridge Park.
I haven't seen them.
And so the good thing is that he hasn't seen them, so he is going to be at the very least the ultimate virgin to the paranormal world. So this should be an interesting little. There's nothing scary about the place, so that's a good thing.
You're right. That's what I was saying. It's like outdoors. It's a park. I've actually been to that park, not knowing what it was.
If you and here
I lived in Henderson, guys.
It's a good way.
5 years.
It's a good way to justify, to show you that there is stuff on the other side.
Okay, so
and to ease you into it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because.
Well, I've always been interested in it.
I don't know how he would feel if like a bottle or a glass came flying across the room.
I might feel done at that point. I might feel like
I'm gonna pass on it.
So I grew up in like some neighborhoods in California, and LA County aren't the greatest neighborhoods, right? And been to some parties and stuff, and usually when a bottle comes flying by you, it's like
time to leave.
Yeah, it's time to roll. I want to get going at that moment, in case it's your house, and then in which case, you might want to go whoop somebody or something. Who knows? But that's my experience. When bottles are flying, I'm rolling out. So I got to see how I react in that situation, because if I know, there's nothing physical there, then I might react different. I don't know.
Most of the times, there's nothing physical. I mean, if it gets physical, if it does, it's just going to be like maybe a scratch.
Well, we were kind of talking about something that kind of made me feel comfortable a little bit earlier that I wanted to share with everybody. And I feel that we got, it's different, because if I were to go do this by myself, I don't have the cheat code, right? Like,
he said I got a cheat code.
Right. Well, you guys got it, so I got it, right? So I'm coming with you guys. So it's like Tina. Shout out to Tina.
TinaTheMedium.com.
TinaTheMedium.com. She it gives me a lot more comfort just to know that there's somebody more aware of what's going on than
somebody to give you a heads up.
Yeah, like, hey, Doc.
Yeah.
That would help in the party, at least. Somebody throw that bottle, Duck. So.
Yes, we do have Tina. So, it's good, because we're going to reboot the channel back up. We're going to start posting again. And we are also going to be doing work with Corey over there in LA, Elton, a bunch of the other YouTubers. I'm hoping to get Keen and JC to do something with us. Hopefully by Halloween time, because I have a really good location over there in LA that I want to do. And if we can get it, it would be.
So we're building up. Building up to like something big.
Oh, something huge.
Really?
Something that has to do with an iconic moment in history.
I love it. I love it. So
I'm not giving nothing up right now. No ideas.
Well, hopefully I can take these light investigations and kind of build up to something more grand for like.
I will tell you this: it's pretty gruesome.
It's gruesome. Okay.
So if you can, as long as you can handle that.
All right. Well, I think you can handle the gruesome. I'm just.
And by the way, it's not the Cecil Hotel. I could care less about that place.
Oh, is that the one with the girl in the water tower? Yeah,
the one that what was his name? The serial killer.
Ramirez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that he's the one that did it.
Wasn't that on Netflix? Something about the Cecil?
They did a whole special on it, and then everybody else started jumping. There's a guy on TikTok. I don't know if he's still doing it or not, but apparently he has an apartment that's right across the street from the Cecil, and every night he used to go live, just have the camera facing the Cecil, and if you see anything, but they stopped letting paranormal YouTubers. They stopped.
Jeez.
Due to some
dumb shit. Stuff.
Crybabies.
Crybabies. So you're saying it's really.
It's always like that.
Oh wow.
That's the problem. Paranormal investigators, as opposed to wannabe paranormal investigators.
Yeah, that's the thing. I gotta make sure I'm a real one. I gotta be one of the real ones, bro.
They do things that gets us in trouble, or not gets us in trouble, but they do things that
puts a bad rep,
right? So that people don't want to work with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they can't be respectful, and it's not just YouTubers. It's paranormal investigators that do it. There's some groups that they'll charge X amount of money to go with them, and they'll bring like 20, 30 people because of course they're greedy and they're charging like $50 a head. So they're going to make some good money, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll take them to a location, and then they're like, go ahead, do whatever you want. When there's rules, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You
can't not do an investigation in a location with more than, 6 or 7 people. I wouldn't even put that many, but we're 4.
I'm 5. I'm fucking
5.
I'm freaking 10.
Beep.
Sorry.
We'll go back to the animal. We'll go back to the animal noises for that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go. So I'm not. I'm coming. I'm more than like.
Wait, because we're gonna. I want to go down to Arizona this summer.
Okay.
I
love Arizona.
I want to hit Tombstone. Okay. Just because I've never been, and I'm a big. My uncle was a big Western buff, and John Wayne and that kind of stuff, and so I'm into that. I'm into the Wyatt Earp. I really like those movies and stuff. Those Westerns. Yeah. So I want to go to the OK Corral.
Okay.
I'd like to do an investigation there.
Love it. I love it.
I mean, people have done it, but that's one of the spots that I really want to go see if there's actual real paranormal activity for myself. If Tina can hook up with, Wyatt or anybody that's around there.
I got some great ideas for the channel. I think like reaching out to people and stuff. I don't know if we want to release these ideas now.
Oh, absolutely not.
We can talk about these later.
Once they're on film, and they're able to be released, that's when we start talking about
cool. So,
specifics. But
all right, cool. So we'll get back into that later then.
Yes.
Other than that, man, we'll start off with the Fox Ridge. Are you going to release?
We'll put that out right away.
Yeah.
So if we do it this weekend, I'll edit and then we'll put it out like Monday or Tuesday.
They won't be seeing this video, right?
Who won't?
Is this live?
No.
They won't be seeing this video till.
Sure they will. I'm gonna post this one right now.
Oh, okay.
You'll edit it. I'm gonna edit it now. And then
all right, because you gotta beep a couple. I mean, I'm gonna get used to this, but all right. So this week. Possibly this weekend. If you're in,
if you guys want to join, I'm not 100%, so you got to keep watch. By the weekend, I will put out the times that we're going to be going out there, and I might do like a 10-15 minute live from the location because it's in a residential neighborhood, so we should be able to pick up good signal. So
nice.
We'll go live for about 10-15 minutes just to give you guys a teaser of what Dan's going to be going through.
Looking forward to it, man.
All right. Well, we're going to sign out. Thanks again to our sponsors, StartupSystems.net, the #1 drop shipping white label platform in the world, the only one of its kind. Make sure you guys go check it out if you're in the industry or if you ever thought of opening up your own e-commerce store. We can help you every step of the way. Go check it out, StartupSystems.net. Have a great one. Much love from the Parafam.